Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're looking at the D-Arts bass and treble Megaman figure. Super nice. I know I say this a lot about the import figures, but it's not my fault. They just keep impressing me. I can't help it. They're really cool, nice accessories, good sculpts, can't really go wrong. So here we have his standard head. Well, you know what, let's talk about height first. He stands just under 5 inches tall, so he's definitely smaller in scale, fits in with the classic Megaman figure, which is appropriate. There's the picture on the back of the packaging to show you the size comparison. There they are, look pretty awesome. So that's him, and then we also have Treble, which is right here, which is really cool. Now, I haven't looked at this guy too much. I just got back in last night around midnight, finished off my vacation, so I haven't really looked at this guy a whole lot. But he seems to me that either his joints are really stuck, or he just doesn't have the articulation that we saw in Rush with Megaman. So I think that the only thing I'm sure about is the head is on a giant big fat ball peg, so it's pretty limited, but he still looks awesome. The purple metallic is great. There's lots of different colors going on. The sculpt work is fantastic. I don't know about anything else as far as articulation goes. It looks like the feet are articulated, but then they don't want to move. So I'm not going to stress it, and I'm guessing that there's really not much anybody's going to do as far as posing goes with this guy. So I'm not going to worry about it too much for the review, but the paints are great and the sculpts are great. And that's all you need to know. Did I do the size? I don't know if I did. I think I did. Yeah, about 4.5, 4 3/4 inches. So he's pretty cool. Just in comparison, pretty good size. Alright, as far as accessories go, we have the standard head right here. And this is the first Megaman with a chin strap, so that's a unique piece for this guy. And he's got the kind of gritting his teeth face. Almost the exact same, just with his mouth open a little bit. And then we have another gritting face with his eyes just down to the left a little bit. So the faces are all fairly similar, but that's okay. He comes default with a blaster on his right hand, or a buster, and his fist hand on the left. Then of course you also have the parts to interchange them, to put a buster on his right arm, or I mean on his left arm, and his right fist. So that's pretty cool. And then we have 3 alternate hands. We have 2 open hands like this, just kind of dynamic posing hands. Maybe you can reach over and have him hold on to his buster as he's firing, so that's cool. And then we have 1 hand like this with the pinky and the index finger sticking out, so that's pretty nice. As far as sculpt and paintwork goes, similar to other D-Arts figures, the paintwork could be a little bit better in some cases, but the sculpt is pretty much top-notch. The black metallic parts are all metallic. There's a little metal flake in there. The yellow maybe has a tiny bit of metal flake in the armor parts, but not on the head. And then of course the blue parts are actual gems. The red parts in his ears are gems, in his buster, in his feet. Same thing in Treble's little blaster, buster, whatever you want to call it. So that's pretty cool. The articulation, the head is on a kind of like a ball hinge. It's a little different than the SH Figure Arts, but it's effectively the same. I mean, you'll get any posing you want out of it. The neck is on a ball peg. The shoulders are on floating ball hinges, so those can just slide around like that, and then it's the hinge in the shoulder with a bicep swivel built in. The shoulder pads just tab on to the shoulder itself, so they won't get in the way of any articulation. If I can get it back on there. And of course I knock his arm off. They are a little loose though. I wish you could actually pose those, but they kind of just sit wherever you put the arm. It's not a horrible situation, but it could be better. He has a double hinged elbow with the floating piece in the middle to hide the articulation from the back, so that's cool. Slightly better design this time to peg in the alternate arms. Instead of having that weird little hook shaped thing, it's more of a straight peg that goes in there. And like I said, you can just swap it out with the buster if you want, or you could just not put it back in at all. It is a little tricky to get these parts to swap out, but it's not too bad once you get used to it. The hands are just on a simple ball peg, so it's fairly limited, but you'll probably get enough out of it that it won't be a problem. Torso is on a double ball peg, the upper torso, hidden well by the fact that he has the chest armor there, so that's cool. Then the lower torso is on a single ball peg, again pretty effective. You can get pretty good range of motion out of this guy, and it looks pretty good either way, so I like that. Then his hips are on these weird kind of ball hinges with these little collars around them. Pretty good range of motion. Not a huge amount, but definitely enough, so that's okay. He has double hinge knees, just like the arms. The problem with this is that the slip joint type of thing on here doesn't work as well as on the elbows, so you're going to see a gap sometimes, like down in there. So that's not ideal. So just don't bend them all the way and you'll be okay. And then the ankles have that weird convoluted ball peg, ball hinge combination. You can kind of see what's going on in there to articulate these big goofy feet that Mega Man characters have. I like them. I call them goofy just because they're so not practical. But as far as articulation goes, they don't really get in the way too much, and I'm happy about that. So there he is, guys. He's pretty awesome. I think you should pick him up. If you're a Mega Man fan at all, you definitely won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.